Good Monday afternoon, everybody, or evening, or whenever you see this. Welcome to week 6. Real quick rundown. First, so I see that I'm looking at my to-do list, and I wasn't able to look at the importance of your problem information because I was grading English, or I don't really grade, but reading and responding to English 101 essays all weekend. Well, most of the weekend. I rode my bike too. And so I just finished that. So I'm kind of brain dead right now. And so I will begin looking at those tomorrow morning. You have your research questions due at midnight tonight. And so we'll see how those went for you. And, research questions are almost always, probably forever and always, the hardest part of any research project. So you'll want to, um, you know, uh, you'll want to be okay with having struggled with that and maybe needing to tweak and refine and change those as you move forward. So, like I said, I mean, I worked on a project a couple of years ago for English 12 curriculum for the high schools around here. I'm not sure all of them. If any of you took the Bridge to College course, that was the curriculum I helped develop. And I think we spent the first 6 months or the first year of a 3-year project working around to developing our research questions in order to develop um, appropriate work for students. So it takes a long time and you don't have a long time. So do your best, don't worry, and we'll kind of fiddle with those as we go, and things will evolve, and that's kind of what the idea of the class is about. So there's that. So also for this week, Friday, your revision of the summary and response is due. You'll post it in the same section. It says summary response draft 3 revision due May 10th. And so I'll look at those. Remember that I want you to highlight your revisions. In Microsoft Word, you can use the track changes function. Have that happen in the text. I don't have that open. I'll show you how to do that if need be. So those of you using Microsoft Word, relatively simple. That's only the desktop version. You can't do a very good job with the free, provided by the college anyway, cloud version of Microsoft Word. It is just not adequate to that. It just doesn't do it. Unless there's a way I know that that I just don't know. So, or if you know a way to do it with the online version, let me know and I'll share that with other students. If you use Google Docs, you can look at your version history, and while you can't encapsulate all the revisions in one fell swoop, you might submit a couple of the steps along the way. It tends to save your work it saves your work, but it kind of backs up versions. I don't know how often. It seems, whenever you work with it and then you go away and stop for a while, it creates a version. So I don't need to see every absolute thing that happens along the way, but mostly I want you as a student to visualize the amount of revision that's taken place and how you've moved things around or crossed things out or added things in. Mostly I just want you to see a visual representation, and I want to see it as well, because when I look at these, I will look at the comments I made within the rubric space, and I will look at what I said about your introduction as a for instance, and then I will look at your introduction and look at what happened there. And that's how I'll, and if I see that you took a pretty good stab at doing what suggested, then you'll get the credit for having done that labor. If your introduction is exactly the same, then of course you won't get those 5 points for that revision aspect of things. So, so do that to the best of your ability. If you have any questions, let me know about that. And so the final thing for today is you will be putting together, you'll be taking your research question, your assumptions, the methodology, defining your problem, all that. You'll be rolling it into a project proposal rather than just taking all that material and sort of lumping it together in a single document. Well, you're going to do that, but you're going to do it in a different medium, and that medium is the graphic novel / comic medium. And there's 2 ways to do this. I will send you information. Both are free. One is called, you're going to use, you might use, I guess I should say, Comic Life. It's a software. You get a 30-day free trial. None of you had me for English 101. It's what I use to make my English 101 syllabus. And so basically you can make a comic book version of your project proposal. Similarly, there's another one called Pixton, Pixton. I've created a classroom space. I have not yet added invited students to work in there. The Comic Life one, if for those of you who read comics, graphic novels, or the comics in the paper even, it puts together a pretty traditional comic page. The Pixton one I've just started fiddling with, and it has more, I guess, restrictions on how you would put things together, but you can still do a lot of different things with it. The Pixton one, I don't know what kind of computers anybody has. Comic Life is requires a fairly new, powerful computer, not super powerful or anything. I mean, I have a reasonably new PC, Dell laptop. It's nothing super duper, so it works a little slow on my computer. Those of you who use Macs shouldn't have any real troubles. It may work slow, I don't know. Those of you who use Chromebooks or something like that might prefer the Pixton because it's enabled and not as kind of resource, computer resource intensive. And so you can work things a little bit easier. It's probably more web-based, whereas Comic Life is a program you download to your computer, so it relies a lot more on your computer and less on the kind of cloud stuff. So anyway, and again, this will be one of those do it, get credit for it, labor-based thing, but to have a little bit of fun. I've always done something a little out of the ordinary with this step of the assignment before we move back to the more traditional literature review and final kind of document. So that's it. I will send you, I can't think of anything right now. I'm drawing a blank. Been a long day, been a long weekend. So I will, boy, I better stop because I'm having trouble thinking. I hope those of you who did Bloomsday yesterday enjoyed yourself, and I hope those of you who didn't do Bloomsday yesterday also enjoyed yourself. If you have any questions, let me know, and all the things that I cannot pull out of my brain right now, those that are important and necessary, I will share them with you. But I think for the most part, I will be getting to the work you've submitted. Oh, I will be also adding a librarian to aid us when we get into the more formal aspect of research. She'll be embedded with the class and help us research. So take care. Have a good week. Questions, as always, let me know. Bye-bye.